Hello and welcome, my friends. Today we're diving into some powerful shifts that happen during a spiritual awakening. Shifts that can unlock your true potential and help you align with your higher self. We'll explore four key changes: letting go of the pressure to please others, detaching from material possessions, releasing the need for control, and ending toxic relationships. By embracing these transformations, you'll find deeper peace, richer connections, and a life that feels more authentic and fulfilling. It's not always easy, but every step you take creates space for something greater. If this resonates with you, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear this. Let me know in the comments what shift you're experiencing. Type 77 if you're ready to let go of what no longer serves you. Check out the next video on your screen to continue your journey. See you there. Overcoming the pressure to please others. One of the most transformative shifts that occurs during a spiritual awakening is realizing how much of our lives we've spent seeking validation from others. Reflect on how many decisions you've made based on what others might think, whether it's something as simple as the clothes you wear or as significant as the career path you choose. We live in a world where social media metrics, likes, comments, and followers serve as modern-day approval systems, subtly and sometimes not so subtly influencing our sense of self-worth. As you progress on your spiritual journey, you begin to understand a crucial truth. The only validation that truly matters is the one that comes from within. This realization is liberating, like a weight lifting off your shoulders. You start to see that others' opinions of you are more a reflection of their inner world than an accurate measure of who you truly are. Whether they like you or not, their approval has little to do with your inherent worth. What's interesting is that when you stop seeking external validation, it doesn't mean you become indifferent to others. Rather, you develop a deeper connection with people, one based not on seeking their approval, but on genuine respect and shared experiences. You'll notice how your relationships begin to change. They become more authentic and less performative. The pressure to be liked, to fit in, or to be accepted by everyone gradually fades, leaving space for you to express your true self without any pretense. For instance, take your job. Perhaps at one point you worked hard to impress your boss or colleagues, constantly striving to meet their expectations. After your spiritual awakening, you may find yourself working in a different way. Not necessarily less, but in greater alignment with your values and sense of purpose. You begin to ask yourself questions like, am I doing this because it's what I truly want, or because I want praise and approval? Over time, you'll stop chasing external validation and come to the peaceful realization that you are enough, just as you are. Detaching from material possessions. Another significant shift that takes place during spiritual growth is a reevaluation of your relationship with material possessions. Society often measures success by what we accumulate, whether it's money, houses, clothes, or gadgets. But as your spiritual journey unfolds, you begin to recognize the fleeting nature of these things. They may bring momentary joy, but they rarely, if ever, provide lasting fulfillment. It's not that material things are inherently bad. They play a role in our physical world. However, what changes is your attachment to them. Instead of letting your worth be defined by what you own, you start to focus more on who you are. You realize that true abundance comes from within, from the richness of your inner world, the quality of your relationships, in the depth of your connection with yourself and others. For example, you may begin to notice that the thrill of buying a new gadget or outfit fades more quickly than it once did. Or perhaps you find yourself decluttering your home, letting go of items that no longer serve a purpose in your life. This process isn't just about physical decluttering, it's emotional and mental as well. You're making space for what truly nourishes your soul. Interestingly, as you release the need for constant material acquisition, you may find that you still experience abundance, but in a different form. You come to appreciate the simple pleasures in life: a conversation with a friend, a walk in nature, or the quiet joy of spending time alone. You become rich in experiences, peace, and fulfillment. Material things no longer define you. They become just one part of your life, not the whole of it. Releasing the need for control. A profound shift during a spiritual awakening is the gradual release of the need for control. In the early stages of life, We are conditioned to believe that if we can control everything, our relationships, our careers, our future, we'll be happy. We meticulously plan, set goals, and strive to make everything fit our ideal vision of life. However, as you awaken, you realize that control is, in many ways, an illusion. This doesn't mean you become passive or simply let life happen to you. On the contrary, you begin to trust the flow of life more deeply. You understand that while you can set intentions and take inspired action, there are things beyond your control. This can be a challenging realization, especially for those of us who like to have everything just so. But over time, you see that letting go of control doesn't invite chaos. It invites trust in something greater than yourself. For instance, consider how often you've tried to control the outcome of a situation, only to find that things didn't go as planned. You might have been disappointed or frustrated because you were so attached to a specific result. But in the early stages of life, we are often conditioned to believe that if we can just control everything, our relationships, our career, our future, we'll be happy. We plan meticulously, we set goals, and we try to make everything fit into our idea of how life should be. But as you start to awaken, you realize something important. Control is, in many ways, an illusion. Now, this doesn't mean you become passive or just let life happen to you. On the contrary, what happens is that you begin to trust the flow of life more. You understand that while you can set intentions and take inspired action, there are some things that are simply out of your hands. This can be a challenging realization, especially for those of us who like to have everything just so. But with time, you come to see that letting go of control doesn't mean chaos. It means trusting in something bigger than yourself. For example, think about how often you've tried to control the outcome of a situation, only to find that things didn't go the way you planned. Maybe you were disappointed or frustrated because you were so attached to a specific result. But what if, instead of clinging to that outcome, you trusted that whatever happens is ultimately for your highest good? When you shift your perspective like this, you open yourself up to new possibilities, often ones that are even better than what you had originally imagined. This shift also applies to your relationships. Instead of trying to control how others behave or how they perceive you, you start to accept them as they are. You realize that you can't change other people, and in releasing that need for control, your relationships become more authentic and less strained. Ultimately, letting go of control brings a deep sense of peace. You start to live more in the present moment, appreciating what is, rather than constantly worrying about what might be. You learn to trust that life has a way of working out, even if it doesn't follow the plan you had in mind. Ending toxic relationships. As you continue on your spiritual path, you'll find yourself becoming more sensitive to the energy around you. This heightened awareness often leads to a reevaluation of the relationships in your life. You start to notice which connections uplift you and which ones drain you. You become more attuned to how certain people make you feel, whether they support your growth or keep you stuck in old patterns. Toxic relationships can take many forms. They can be friendships, romantic partnerships, or even family ties. These relationships are often characterized by a lack of balance, where one person takes more than they give, or where negativity, criticism, and judgment are the norms. As you grow spiritually, it becomes harder to tolerate these kinds of connections because they no longer resonate with your evolving sense of self. This isn't to say that you immediately cut off everyone who doesn't align with your new perspective. Instead, it's more of a gradual process. You might find yourself spending less time with certain people or setting healthier boundaries. Sometimes these changes happen naturally. Your priorities shift, and the relationships that no longer serve you simply fall away. It's important to remember that letting go of toxic relationships isn't about judging or blaming others. It's about honoring your own growth and well-being. You deserve to be surrounded by people who support and encourage you, who see and appreciate the person you are becoming. As you make space for healthier connections, you'll find that the quality of your relationships improves dramatically. In place of toxic relationships, you'll start attracting people who resonate with your true self, people who inspire, challenge, and uplift you. These relationships feel more harmonious and deeply aligned with your values. Surrounding yourself with like-minded souls not only accelerates your spiritual growth, but also nurtures a profound sense of fulfillment and belonging. As you journey through your spiritual awakening, you'll discover that these four shifts are only the beginning of a much greater transformation. Each step brings you closer to your authentic self, your purpose, and a life that resonates more deeply with your soul. The path isn't always easy. There will be moments of doubt and discomfort. But remember, every time you release something that no longer serves you, you create space for something far greater. Trust your journey, honor your growth, and embrace the understanding that you are exactly where you are meant to be. Thank you for being here today. If you found these insights meaningful, please give this video a thumbs up, share it with someone who might benefit, and subscribe to the channel. I'd love to hear about the shifts you've experienced on your spiritual journey. Share your thoughts in the comments below. To continue your journey toward greatness, explore one of the videos appearing on your screen that resonates with you. I'll see you there.